Hello, Diego. So this is The Guardian. I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna send it to you in a few minutes, and we can uh, we can start looking at it and the different headlines, etc. This is in China, but not everywhere in China. States and cities around the globe return to lockdown at cases surges. So in India, they say everything is fine. Mexico, they say everything is fine. Uh, you know, this is just insane. And I know in your country, things are just going nuts. Uh, Soldiers sent to town in Italy with quarantine migrants. So you have to be careful of the different, not just tourists, but people who are trying to get in Italy because it's a very common thing in Italy. Many people coming from different countries are trying to get in Italy because it's easier to get in. So uh, this is, let me just move a bit up. So the tourist industry is very big in a lot of countries. It's quite essential for a country. You cannot neglect this import of money, currencies. So that's why they allowed in a lot of countries to to let some tourists in. But the thing is, even the tests given in different airports are not always reliable. Um, England as well has reopened, so I think it's just too soon. But at the same time, they can find a way to help people work and to help the economy without taking the risk of having everyone getting the virus. So that is just a purely British newspaper. Let me just go back here. I don't really like it too much. It's not really my cup of tea. There is a big case right now. It's a criminal case concerning Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the woman who helped this pedophile, to find girls for him. Pretty disgusting. She's super rich. She has lots of blood and dirt on her hands. But anyway, very disgusting lady, just because she wants power. Now we have the Daily Telegraph. And next up, mask in offices. Yeah. And the Queen, quite amused at bobsleigh team's mini push training. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. The same. That's being vandalized by a lot of people who just. That's the subway, in London, probably. Anyways, this is the First Lady, and she's wearing the mask. Her husband, absolutely not. Okay, so, great. Daily Mail is that's a woman, the big predator. Maxwell pleads. It's like a demand, okay? On video, link to stay in a luxury hotel breaks down in court after bail refused. Told she faces 35 years and 12 months behind bars before trial. Wow. So a year before they're going to go on trial. And Ghislaine tears as she's told she must stay in jail. Well, action, reaction. No. So Meg's power play. Okay. I think she should get real. We don't care about you, seriously. So this is a guy. He died in prison. He was in jail and partly committed suicide or he was killed by somebody. She would have done anything to satisfy Epstein. So just weird people, power and everything is just weird. Anyways, this is a different flavor. British newspapers are just different. Okay, still the Guardian, so we just saw this one, the Independent, um, different flavor as well. How coronavirus crushed a revolution. Beijing hits back after Johnson's, well, Huawei U-turn. There's a big stuff about the 5G right now. And so they tend to make fun a lot and pretty easily of different British politicians, American politicians, European politicians. Okay, so lots of stuff to read, lots of pictures as well, but different flavors. Not really attractive, I would say. So anyway, many things we can talk about. Coming back to the transcript, we had, where is it? Yeah, you went to the local hospital emergency department with your young child who had severe stomach pains. You had to wait for almost 4 hours before your daughter was treated by a doctor, and while you were waiting, you were constantly ignored by the other staff. Write a letter to the registrar complaining about the service you received. You should write at least 150 words. Allow yourself 20 minutes for this task. You do not need to write your own address. Begin your letter as follow: dear sir or madam, because you don't know who you talk to. So it's going to be very, general. So we have an example here, and it's written by a native English speaker. I'm writing to complain about the treatment my daughter and I received when we visited the casualty department emergency in your hospital last weekend. During the afternoon, my daughter developed severe pains in the stomach because it was Sunday. My normal doctor was not in his surgery, so we went to the hospital casualty department. When we reached the inquiry counter information, it was obvious that my daughter wasn't well and she was screaming with pain. However, the receptionist just told us to sit down and wait. Over the next hours, I constantly asked how long it would take for a doctor to see my daughter, but the receptionist was quite rude and didn't seem to care very much. Eventually, we did see a doctor, and my little girl had to undergo a test to see if she had appendicitis. Yeah, that's when. Never had it, actually. It's like appendicitis. Okay, appendicitis. Yeah, I never had it, and I hope no one in my family will have it, because it's the more you age, the more painful apparently, and it can be also more dangerous. However, I was really angry because the doctor said he had not seen anyone for over an hour, so the receptionist was not doing her job properly. I would be grateful if we could investigate this terrible service to make sure it doesn't happen again. Yours faithfully. I would just have sued the hell of this woman. I don't even wait 4 hours, first of all. I wouldn't even wait 4 hours. This is just incredible. With daughter crying and shouting and screaming. I mean, come on. And no, I mean, can do. Anyway, so that is just an example, okay? So you told me about this potential offer for a French company in France. So you've got to be aware of the situation. France has I don't know the percentage of tax in Brazil, but in France it's quite high, because everything is paid for, the public services, etc. That doesn't mean you have a great public service. When you go to the hospital, for instance, the education system is not always perfect. So you've got to be aware of these kind of details. When you want to work for a French company in France, you're going to have different kinds of contracts, but the two main contracts are like CDD, which is like limited, 6 months, 3 months, a year, and another one is CDI, which is, we don't know how long it is, but that means it's quite it's like good news, I would say. Inquiry, be careful of this. Inquiry with an E or with an I. This is American English, this is British. The inquiry counter is when you ask a question, so information counter. Some people believe that teaching children at home is best for a child's development, while others think that it is important for children to go to school. Discuss the advantages of both, the positive aspect, methods, and give your opinion. Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant example from your own knowledge and or experience. 250 words, this is the second activity from the writing activities. And you have now reached the end of your writing test. Download the answers and see how well you have done. Okay, so learn hard English. I kind of like this kind of magazines, but let me see if I have yeah, I'll see if I can download it. I'll send it to you. So we have here body language. Nah. A fox is an animal that looks a bit like a dog, but has red fur and a bushy tail. If you have a row with someone, you argue with them. If you row a boat, you make it move through the water by pulling on the oars, long pieces of wood. A brook is a small stream, a very small river. A dean is an important administrator at a university or college. A stone is a hard, solid substance found in the ground. If you're strong, you have a lot of physical strength. Your arms are the limbs that have hands at the end of them. This is weird. This is really strange. Okay. Body parts, we know that. Nothing too hard. Shake your head, to move your head from side to side as a way of saying no. I asked her if she wanted a coffee and she just shook her head. Nod your head, saying yes. To move your head up and down as a way of saying yes. I asked her if she was happy and she nodded her head. To frown, that is frowning here. When someone frowns, their eyebrows come together and lines appear on their forehead. He frowned when he heard the question, like, what the hell is wrong with you? Fold your arms or cross your arms. When you fold your arms, you cross them over the front part of your body. He folded his arms. Many people, pseudo-expert in body language, will tell you you refuse to communicate. But in fact, in a sense, it's also stabilizing your mood, your mind, and focusing. But it can also be like ready to criticize. Turn your back to someone, to move your body so your back is facing someone. When he saw me, he turned his back to me. Rub your chin here, to move your fingers over your chin. People often do this when they are thinking. He rubbed his chin as he thought of an answer. Raise your eyebrows, to move your eyebrows up. People often do that or this as a way of questioning something or being surprised. When I asked her the question, she raised her eyebrows, like what? Stretch, to put your arms or legs out straight and to tighten your muscles. She stretched her arms and legs before starting the game. And that is it, mister. I'll send it to you. To wink, to smile, to touch, scratch your nose, lean back, lean forwards, yawn, bite your nails, put your head in your hands, tilt your head to one side, put your hands on your hips, cross your fingers, maintain eye contact. Okay? So, we'll take a look. You have a wonderful evening and I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know when you want exactly. There will be, it can be at 7, that would be great. Or 9:30. Either it's like 7 or 9:30. Okay, I know it's a bit late for that. But anyway, you let me know. Take care, Diego, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.